Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I know I look a little different. Going to talk about that in a minute. But welcome to Omega Live. I'm JJ, Woman Without Borders, and thank you for coming to be with me today. Okay, hopefully for an hour or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on how long I have with Flow's data and my laptop. But Lord, I put it in your hands and I say we're going to have a good show today. Okay. Thank you for being here with me. And we are supposed to have a great show today. Guys, I promised you we're going to have a guest speaker. I have not heard from my guest speaker, my guest coming on to speak with us about what's happening in the BVI. Hopefully, hopefully, he will call, even though I have not heard from him from morning. But we had discussed it yesterday, and it was on yesterday. So let's hope nothing happened, and he will be on later. Okay, hopefully, we're looking forward to that. So yes, guys, oh my God, so much has been happening. So many things to talk about. I have to pick, choose, and refuse what to talk about. I tell people all the time, I said, guess what? I'm telling you right now, writers are having a ball. Seriously, I don't know any writer right now who's not supposed to be writing something. And you call yourself a writer, you must be writing because there's just so much material. The material they write themselves, just too much happening. Okay, so of course, the first thing I'm going to do, as you know, oh yes, before I do that, to tell you about this. So of course, I am getting tips on dress code, and apparently my hairstyle was not saying anything. It wasn't doing anything for me. So I have been outfitted by a boutique in Mandeville that is owned by my aunt who lives in Mandeville. Yes, so she has outfitted me. Yeah, this is all her. Yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the lovely feedback. So, guys, if you like this new look, please comment, okay? Comment on it. Tell me that you like my new look and I must use this look. Or if you want me to go back to my previous look, let me know that too. In the comment, you tell me, okay? But according to my aunt, this is the look. Okay, so, all right. I am very obedient. People who know me will tell you I am. People who know me, they'll tell you. People who don't know me will say I am not obedient. They'll say I'm stubborn. Yes, I might be stubborn, but people who know me will tell you I am obedient. But my thing is, I'm like the average person who wants to know why. If I'm going to do something, I want to know why I'm going to do it. Okay, I don't just jump and do things without having the why as to why I'm going to do it. I need to know why I'm going to do it. Once it makes sense to me, then I will do it. That's me. God give us free will for a reason. Give us a brain for a reason. We're not sheep, guys. Okay, we're only sheep to the shepherd, the creator, Almighty God. We're not sheep to anybody else. All right? So we don't just jump. When people say jump, we want to know why are we jumping? What's the purpose of jumping? Right? So, yes, I will definitely make adjustments when I ration it and it makes sense to me. Absolutely. So you give me feedback and you tell me so and you tell me so, and I look at I weigh the pros and the cons. I look at the different sides and I say, okay, that makes sense because I don't know everything. And I will never pretend to know. There's so many things to know, guys. I know a lot. I tell people, and people who know me will tell you I know a lot, but I don't know everything. There's so much I just don't know. Okay, every day I learn something new, and it's a good thing. That's what God wants us to do. He wants us to learn new things. The spirit of knowledge He teaches, and we're supposed to listen and learn. Right? Okay, so having said that, let me go right into giving you the news roundup for today. Okay, news roundup for today. So, good news and bad news again. You know it goes, right? Once it's COVID-19, it's gonna be good and bad news. All right. So, uh, here's what's happening right now in Jamaica and the world. And remember, guys, I can't give you every single detail of every single thing because this is a short program. So there's lots of things I will not tell you that you can go find out on your own. But hopefully, I'll give you a little here so you don't have to go elsewhere, or you can still go double check if you want because it's always good to verify, right? Yeah. So Jamaica now has 44 confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus. This was announced by the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton. According to Dr. Tufton, the 6 new cases are from the quarantine community of Corn Peace in Clarendon. Okay? Now, guys, I'll comment about that afterwards. Let me finish. All right. However, Omega News have since learned that the 6 cases are not from Corn Peace, but are from surrounding areas, including the Portland Cottage community. And we're going to hear a lot more about that from that Portland Cottage community. It's a developing story. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported another death. This brings to 3 now the number of confirmed deaths as a result of COVID-19. According to the health minister, the 3rd person is a 41-year-old male from Westmoreland who had a travel history that included the United Kingdom, right? He was tested positive on the 23rd of March. And according to Dr. Tufton, the man had some underlying conditions and experienced renal failure. That's what happened. He also said appropriate levels of counseling will be given to the family members and where needed to the public health staff. And since then, he published a breakdown of the 44 cases, which shows that Kingston and St. Andrew, they are in the lead with 12 cases. Clarendon, they are close behind with 10 cases. And St. Anne, a distant third because they have 5 cases. What's interesting is that St. Thomas, Hanover, and Trelawney have no confirmed case of the coronavirus disease. This is an ongoing story. And according to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, there are over 5,000 unaccounted for passengers who arrived in the island between March 18th and 23rd. Some of these persons, despite being required to self-quarantine for 14 days, are reportedly interacting with the general population and as such could be transmitting the novel coronavirus. I really must comment on that. Okay. Members of the Jamaica Defense Force, the JDF, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, were out last evening to enforce the nightly curfew mandated by the Prime Minister. The JCF issued a public service announcement. They said, "This is the police. In accordance with the order under the Disaster Risk Management Act, all persons are to be off the streets and indoors between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. These orders are to reduce the spread of the coronavirus and for your safety. We are your police. Help us to keep you safe." Meanwhile, the night was not incident-free. Last night was like any other night for me because usually I'm not on the road at that time. So it was like any other night. However, it was not so for one particular person because there was this man who was arrested when he decided to disobey the order and put the long arm of the law to the test. The man, who was seen live on social media after 8 p.m., the beginning of the curfew hours, stated that the Prime Minister and the police could do nothing to him. "When I go bad word tonight," he was heard on video saying. However, the video was sent to the JCF and they arrived on the scene after doing some investigation, placed him under arrest. So now he will stand before the courts to answer charges, as his is one of those cases that are triable under the Disaster Risk Management Act, right? And of course, that's a developing story. Then here's some good news. The residents of Friendship in Westmoreland, who have been without water since August last year, have for the past 2 weeks received truckloads of water, including so the areas that were included in this is the Bath Mountain area, the Red Hills area, and Prospect area. According to the PNP's, the People National Party's caretaker for that division, Tyrone Guthrie, the residents had expressed fear that without piped water, which is lacking in the communities, they have no piped water. Guys, can you imagine in this day and age that there are communities without piped water? Okay, so they would find it difficult to fend off the coronavirus disease should it reach their borders. He said several more truckloads will be delivered in the coming days as part of the initiative by Member of Parliament for Westmoreland, Dr. Wickham McNeil. And we said, kudos to Dr. McNeil and thanks very much for allowing those people to have some water in this trying time, because how can you be doing without water and not have a piped water? Right? First of all, we've been practicing and talking about washing of hands, and you're supposed to be washing your hands with running water. So how can a community not have piped water? And in international news, the United States of America now has 216,722. Now, before I go any further, I must say a big shout out and thank you to a very close friend of mine who has compiled and forwarded me actually a whole bunch of statistics as regard to all the deaths, all the recoveries, and all the confirmed cases around the world, the 200 countries that we have in the world. And so I have all that data, guy. But the only thing with that data is that it changes. I am looking and I'm saying that this data is changing as you could squint your eyes, as you could bat your eyes. The numbers are changing, guys. They're changing that rapidly, right? So even as I give you these figures, bear in mind that by the time you go and investigate, the numbers might be, and they might be, more than what we have right now. Okay, so here's what we have as of right now when I'm reading this news to you. The US, right, they now have 216,722 confirmed COVID-19 cases with 5,140 deaths and 8,904 recoveries. New York State leads with 83,901 cases. New Jersey is in second place with 22,255 cases. South Dakota has the least on the mainland. The US consists of other territories, like Puerto Rico, for example, with 129 cases. Wyoming is the only state with no recorded death. And to give you some of these numbers that I got from my close friend, Italy. And there's a reason I'm giving you, I'm not going to give you all of them. I'm giving you a specific number. And there's a reason I'm giving you these specific numbers. Listen to the countries and the numbers that I'm giving to you. All right? So Italy has 110,575 confirmed cases with 16,847 recoveries and 13,155 deaths. Spain has 110,574 confirmed cases with 26,743 recoveries and 10,003 deaths. Germany has 81,729 confirmed cases with 19,175 recoveries and 997 deaths. The United Kingdom has 33,718 confirmed cases with 135 recoveries and 2,921 deaths. Canada has 9,731 confirmed cases with 1,736 recoveries and 129 deaths. In Israel, they have 6,360 confirmed cases with 289 recoveries and 33 deaths. Our neighbor Cuba has 212 confirmed cases with 12 recoveries and only 6 deaths. And in Antigua and Barbuda, and there's a reason I'm giving you that figure, you'll see in a minute why. Antigua and Barbuda, they have seven, can I say 7? They have 7 confirmed cases, no recoveries, but no deaths either, right? The Vatican City, but you know the Vatican City, right, where the Pope is, Vatican City, they have 6. Can we say 6? The Vatican, they have 6 cases, no deaths, no recoveries. Okay. The BVI, the British Virgin Islands, and I'm really hoping that our guests will come on later. The British Virgin Islands, and they shut down early, guys. They shut down early. But when they shut down, it's why I really want him to come online for us to have this conversation so you can hear. Because when they shut down, there was no confirmed case, no recovery, no death. Everything was 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and they shut down early. However, they now have 3 confirmed cases. 3. They have 3 confirmed cases. No recovery, no death, but 3 cases. That's what that's what's happening. And of course, I have to give you ground zero. You know where ground zero is, right? So China's figure, they had 81,589 confirmed cases. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. 76,408 recoveries. Let me repeat that. 76,408 recoveries. And only 3,318 deaths. And I know it's a lot, but I have to say only take it in context, right? That is China's figure. All right. Continuing, here's another news story for you. So, a Jamaican pastor, along with 3 of his congregants, have been arrested. Sorry, not arrested. They have been charged for failure to comply with the public health regulations that banned gatherings in excess of 25 people. According to an article in the Jamaica Observer, Uriah Taylor, and he's a pastor of the New Testament Church of God, Antigua, was holding, regular Sunday service on 29th of March when an Antigua and Barbuda police constable attempted to disperse the congregation for failure to comply with the 25-person rate. So that means there were more than 25 people at service on Sunday. Okay. However, the pastor and one of his congregants resisted arrest, guys. So he was arrested. Matter was brought before the magistrate, and there he and his congregant Alston Stoner pleaded guilty to battery on the police, obstruction of the police, and resisting arrest. The other 2 congregants pleaded guilty, but they only pleaded guilty to obstructing the police. So the attorney for the defendants, Sheffield Bowen, told the magistrate that he would be challenging the legality of the charges under the Public Health Act. He was given until April 14 to do so. The prosecution would then be given until April 24 to respond, and then the matter would be heard again on the 5th of May when the magistrate would make his or her decision. The quartet, they are now out on bail, but they were asked to surrender their passports, and they have to report to the police at least 3 times per week until May 5th. All right, so that was one of the reasons I decided to talk today about obedience, guys. The topic is obedience, okay? Obedience. But before I go into that topic of obedience, let me go back up to the beginning when we talk about the case, the 44 confirmed case, the 6 new case in Corn Peace, and that person who died in Westmoreland, the travel history in United Kingdom, right? Here is here is really what the crux of the matter for me with regard to all of that. So the Prime Minister says there are over 5,000 persons unaccounted for, right? Over 5,000 persons unaccounted for. Now, how is it that there are over 5,000 persons unaccounted for? And you are going to say in the same breath that these persons are reportedly interacting with the general population. You heard me read that, right? I got it from the artist month before they said. These persons were reportedly interacting with the general population. Now tell me, is it me? Is it me really? Is it me? How is it? Reportedly means that you get a report. That means if you got a report that these people are interacting with the general public, does that mean that you know where they are? So when something is unaccounted for, that means you don't know where it is. It is unaccounted for. When somebody is unaccounted for, you don't know where the person is. Somebody cannot be unaccounted for. And at the same time, it is reported that they are interacting with people. So why not go for them? Why don't you go for them? The person who told you that they were interacting, why don't you have that person to lead you to them? That's what we call investigation. That's when you investigate. Yeah? What happened to our stellar detectives in this country? Don't we have some stellar detectives in this country? Or we have some detectives who are trained with what's maybe Scotland Yard, maybe the FBI. I don't know. I'm only saying because we are, we're that close, so it's possible, right? I'm saying, don't we have that kind of infrastructure in place where we have some really stellar police detectives who can detect? Hmm? I don't understand. I just don't get it. And here's my thing that I don't get also. These persons came into the island between the 18th and the 23rd of March. Guys, when was the airport closed? Hmm? You remember when the airport was closed? And reopened, right? Until the 23rd of March to let in persons. You remember? Huh? These persons came in during that period. So how are they unaccounted for? How is it that when they came off that plane, someone was not with them, escorting them to whether the home or to your facility or to some quarantine area, whatever? How is it that these people were allowed to get off the plane and just say, hi, bye, see ya, and I'm going to go mix with the general population now? Really? I mean, come on. My grandmother used to tell me, when we give her some story, when it make no sense. I know we have stories as children, right? Because we do something we're not supposed to do. We have to make up a story, right? They make up a story. My grandmother would say, listen, man, you tell a dead donkey that, get up and kick you. Yeah? You guys have to stop insulting people's intelligence, All of that don't make any sense to people who have little intelligence. Eh? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I don't know what was happening. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you so much. So, yes, okay, so let me know if you're not getting the feed, guys. And also, let me tell you, if at any point we get disconnected, I am going to put the new link into my WhatsApp status. So just go to my WhatsApp status and click on the new link to get back, because I will continue with a new link if we get disconnected. But God forbid we should get disconnected. Lord, let us have one straight show today, please. And thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, as I was saying, right, I wanted to actually play a clip for you, but it's dubious as to whether or not I'll be able to do that because it's in WhatsApp, and I fear that if I go into it, I might just lose you. So I'm kind of trying to stay off everything because remember, I'm using my data plan. So I'm trying to just stay with YouTube right now on the data plan, and that's it, nothing else. So just no Instagram, no Facebook, nothing, no WhatsApp, just so that I don't lose my feed. That's what I'm trying to do here. So as much as I would want to check, and I actually have a clip that I wanted to play for you guys, I am unfortunately not going to have to play. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you and have you to do your own homework on this, okay? Now, it has come to me, and it has come to me from different sources, and you can say primary source, which we say in Jamaica is the horse's mouth, okay? That basically what is happening is that they rolled out 5G last year, October, guys. They rolled out 5G last year, and it is the 5G that they rolled out. And guess where they rolled it out from? Yes, ground zero, Wuhan, China. Wuhan, China is where they rolled it out. Huawei, right? And these companies, Vodafone, do your own due diligence, do your own homework, go and research it. What I'm telling you, I can't play the clip. The clip is coming from the horse's mouth. I can't play the clip, but it is on. I'm sure if you Google it or you are on any other search engine besides Google to find it, you will see it on YouTube or on Vimeo or whatever all these other software that they're using these days to stream and to publish videos. You can find the information out there. So don't have to take my word for it. You can go and research it for yourself. But I got it from very good source, guys. Very good source. Okay, that this coronavirus that they're giving name COVID-19 is the name that they're giving to this virus, right? It is not true. It's a cover up. And I don't do conspiracy theories. When I say something, it's because after I reason it out with the brain that God gives to me, Okay, and when I look at it and look at different sources and look at who, because when I was in college I was taught you check your sources. It's always about checking your sources, and you need to have primary sources. Okay, so I have primary source information that this is 5G related. What's happening is a 5G related issue. Now, remember I told you I gave you those numbers just now? The reason I gave you those numbers specifically, I gave you those numbers because of the fact that the 5G was rolled out in these areas that I gave you, and that's why the numbers are so high. Okay? That's why the numbers are so high. So basically, according to what was said, okay, on the clip that I listened to, we are basically, guys, they didn't say it, I'm saying it, collateral damage. You understand? You're rolling out something, and you're going to lose a few lives. It's not going to be detrimental. For example, the Spanish flu, I keep saying 2018, 1918, right after World War One, right? That wiped out in France alone. I think they said in France at that time the population was, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but I think the population was like 200,000 people in France in 1918, and it wiped out 50% of the population. Okay, so the point I'm making is these people, right? They really don't care if they lose a few bodies to implement what they're implementing, because it's always for the greater good. Because at the end of the day, what they're doing is for the greater good. So, with the Internet of Things and with AI, artificial intelligence, right, and robotics and all these things that you're enjoying, Alexa, da 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 da, and so on and so forth, guys, these things, they require radio waves. You understand? Radio frequency. All of these things, phones that we're using, right, requires radio frequency. And that's why I talk about 2G and 3G and 4G, okay? Second generation, third generation, fourth generation. Now we're up to fifth generation. So we're up to 5G now. But 5G, excuse me a second. Sorry. Thank you. So 5G requires a whole, that's like a whole different ball game we're talking about there, guys. That frequency is so high, okay? Our bodies, for those who don't know, and I can tell you, I've proven it, okay? So this watch I'm wearing, my body has electricity in it. Electricity. I have proven it. I have worn, not this particular one, but one before, a watch, and the battery died in the watch. And my pulse, I proved it, my pulse, I had the watch on and I turned it towards me, and my pulse caused the watch to continue to operate. The watch kept on ticking, and the battery died in the watch. Okay? I proved that with my own eyes. I know for a fact that that is true. Our body is made up of electricity. Okay? Electrical current circuit is going on up there. Okay? That's how we have our nerve endings, and we're able to, when somebody pinch you or you pinch yourself, you're feeling it. Ouch, right? Yeah, that's your nerves, right? It's your electrical circuit. And so we are all of us, we have electricity inside of us. So our body react to radio waves, our body react to radio frequency, our body react to these things. And so what happened is that as they're explaining it, and I'm going into deeper and deeper, now that I am on that page, I'm going to research it more, but they have hooked me in, because I was hearing all these conspiracy theories before, and I was like, yeah, I know that something is going on, yes, and I know it's not nature. They want to make it feel like it's not nature, and it's not natural, but I did not believe most of the theories that I was hearing. But this particular one actually makes sense when I listened to it. So I listened, I've heard it from more than one sources, and so I said, okay, and I looked into it, and these are credible, reputable sources, right? And I looked into it, and it made 100% sense to me. I can buy this actual theory, and I'm going to do some more research. And as I research more, I will have more information for you guys. Okay? Yes, but them say, as it comes, as I said to you, go research it for yourself also. 5G, that is where it started from. 5G in Wuhan, China. That's where it started. And of course, there's obviously there's more to it than that, obviously, But you know why you can also bite, guys? All right. So you know how the doctors are puzzled. And that you can, it's on the news all over. Doctors are puzzled about this particular virus, right? Why are they so puzzled? Okay, now all the cases are common. Let me use Jamaica as an example. So we have 44 cases, but there are 3 cases, guys, 3 cases that we have no idea how these 3 persons contracted the COVID-19. Okay, that's more than an anomaly. Yeah. Scientists will tell you, okay? So whenever you have a theory, okay, then basically you run with the theory, but at the same time, if it can be disputed or disproved, right, that means that theory is false, right? If somebody can disprove it. Now, we know everything in life, there are exceptions too, but you don't want to have more than one exception to a particular rule, right? Okay, so in this particular case, we have X factor, and if it was X factor alone, even though you don't want to have X factor, you probably could live with X factor. But here we have X factor, we have a Y factor, and we have Z factor, right? We have 3 different cases, and we don't know how they got it. It was not from droplets. It was not from sneezing and coughing. It was not from touching surfaces. So how did they get it? So it shows that, therefore, your theory that it is from droplets is false, because there are 3 persons who did not get it from droplets. Yeah? So that means that theory is false. So hence the reason I am quite willing to buy that theory about the 5G. That's one of the reasons, okay? Just so you know. Okay, so that's my thing. I'm going to come back to that, guys. Not today, but I'll be coming back to this subject. Now that I know that I'm on that page, I am going to do some more research on it, okay? And have more information for you on it. So back to the subject of obedience now. On the topic of obedience. Guys, why are we so disobedient? Why are we so disobedient? Now, last night, the police had to arrest a man because he decided that he was going to party. He and his friends, right, his cohorts, they were going to party during the curfew, right? Then in Antigua and Barbuda, the pastor and his congregation decided they were going to have service, regular Sunday service, and defy the orders of the government that they should not have more than 25 persons. Now, here's the point now. So let me deal with our local one before I go overseas, right? And remember, woman without borders, so I am going to go beyond our borders. But let's do ours first. You dance here before you dance abroad, right? So, this man, whoever he is, and we'll hear about him, kind of developing story, decided he was going to put the police to the test, right? Now, how and listen, I'm not judging. This is not judging. It's just observation and speaking, the thing as I say it, right? Now, tell me, what kind of thinking? How are you thinking? What is going through your mind when you decide that you are going to go live on social media in a time like this, when people, when technology, it's like, we're like just like this, it is so easy to pass on information, for things to go viral so quickly, and you're gonna go on social media live and taunt. That's what you did, you taunt the government, you taunt the police, you taunt the prime minister that you can do whatever you want. Did you think it through? Because if you're going to say the prime minister can't do anything or the police can't do anything, that means you must be bigger than them. You must be above the law. It's only when you're above the law, because there are some people who are above the law. Yes. And yes, let us be real. They are above the law. We pretend they are not, but they are. Right. So, but you're not that person. You're not above the law. So how are you going to say it on social media live that they can't do anything? And then you're going to go out there and hold your party? Seriously? Guys, obedience. You're supposed to obey those who are set over you. Let me tell you something about the Creator. You don't understand. God Almighty, Lord God Almighty, who created us. He is a person who deals with authority. He says to you, don't tell me, oh, that you are doing something and you're doing it in the name of the Lord if it is going to be something that is going to be counter to what somebody above you, who is set above you, is telling you to do. No, because God sets his principles in place and he does not break his principles. He sets his rules in place, does not break his rules. The law of gravity never changes. If you think the law of gravity change, you go out there and jump off that roof and see what happens to you. And you'll see if the law of gravity change. God is constant. He does not change. Okay? And he is the one who put people in power. It is he who set up one and put down another. Don't think that promotion come from who will promote you. Promotion come from God. He put kings into palaces and queens into palaces. He put presidents into republics. It is God Almighty who does it. Okay? And so you don't tell me that because you are a pastor. So let us go now to Antigua and Barbuda. Because you're a pastor, you can just break the law. That is not righteousness. You are not in right standing with the Lord God Almighty. You're not. Okay? I am telling you that because and you might classify it as judging at this point if you wish, but I don't think it is, because the Bible says not to judge, and I don't judge, but I also read and understand the word, and I know that he also says that you must obey those who are set above you. You're to honor them and respect them. So yes, I will tell you my opinion, and I will speak to the Honorable Andrew Holness and Dr. Tufton and give them my mind and tell them what I think about what they're doing. But I do it respectfully. When I go on Twitter and I tweet, I do not disrespect them. I will tell them my mind. I don't agree with what they're doing. And if I don't agree, I will tell them I don't agree. But I do it in a respectful manner because what they are set above me. Okay? As a citizen of the country, we elected them. We were the ones who elected them and put them in office for them to be in charge. It's simple as that. So we need to obey, right? And don't say because God don't come, because I'm telling you what's gonna happen, and you're gonna bawl in jail and bawl in prison and say, Lord, why didn't you save me? Lord, why didn't you save me? No, it's not so it goes. He did not tell you to do it. Why are you doing it? He already has his principles and his law set up and told you what to do and what not to do. So you did it on your own. You were disobedient. You broke the principle. You broke the law. That's what you did by doing what you did. Okay? So I'm saying to you, don't do something and then expect God is going to come and deliver you. No. You know how God deliver you guys? Let me give you an example, right? There's a difference. Okay. So, for example, when in the scripture, for those who read the Bible, and I do, so they're in the Bible, Paul and Silas, okay, they were put in jail. Why were they put in jail? They were put in jail because they were basically preaching about Jesus Christ, right? Now, we all, as I mentioned yesterday, we all have free will and freedom of expression. We are entitled. These are entitlements. These are called civil liberties, guys. And this is why I said to you, be careful of this national ID system, okay? Because it will infringe on your civil liberties. There's a difference between someone infringing on your civil liberties, because that's the only time, if they put in law and they make a law that is going to infringe on your civil liberties, then you're entitled at that time to break it. Yeah, you can say, I said so. Because it is wrong. It is wrong. And you cannot infringe on people's civil liberties. God made us free people, and you cannot take away our freedom like that. That's a different kettle of fish right there. So no, we're going to take away somebody's freedom, right? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of religion. You must be able to do what you want to do. But we also understand, guys, that we're living in a society, right, with societal norms, okay? And like I said before, there's a government that is put in place, and within reason, right, as long as they are not basically infringing on your civil liberties, then it is okay. You must obey them, right? Scripture is clear about that. All right. So I'm sorry for that pastor and his congregant. But then again, when I listen to the story, guys, there's more to the story than that, But even when you read stories, I was listening to Denzel Washington. Oh, Denzel Washington, look him up. You know who Denzel Washington is. This guy is deep, Denzel Washington is very deep. I was listening to him talking about the fact that if you don't watch the news, right, you're uninformed. And if you watch the news, you're misinformed. And that is so true. That is so true. Isn't it true? Yeah, but you have to watch the news. At least you'll be misinformed and not uninformed. So there's some information given, right? You have something there. Yeah, right? So there's more to it than the story, as I was saying now, than what we are hearing in the media for sure. But one thing that was said that was true was that he was charged with resisting arrest, battery of the police, and obstructing the police. That means he got into a fight, guys, in layman terms. Let me explain it to you straight and plain. The man got into a fight with the police. Now, come on, representative of the church. Who says you are representing God. You're not. Don't tell a soul that. Don't do it. Right? Don't do it. You cannot get into a physical fight with the police officer. No. And if Jesus Christ is your a mentor, your leader, is the one you're following, then what would Jesus do? Would he have done that? No. Again, when I read the scriptures, I don't see that. A matter of fact, I read where he says to turn the other cheek. That's what I read. I heard him say, if he box you, make him box to the other side too. That's what I hear. If he take a coat, give him the cloak too, is what I heard. If he says go a mile, go 2 miles. That's what I read. And what happened when they arrested him? Peter took out the sword and cut off the man's ears. And what did he do? He bent down and took up the ear and put it back on the man's ear. Okay? That's what he did. And he was dragged away. He was whipped. He was beaten. Crown of thorns placed on his head. And all these things happened to him. And he did not retaliate. Not even once. So if you are a follower of Christ, then isn't that what you should be doing? Why are you fighting the police? Huh? Come on. That's not right. All right. And people in Jamaica, please do not desist from doing like what this young man did last night. Curfew is from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. From 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. Stay off the streets. Please stay off the streets. It's for your own good. Stay off the streets. All right? It's an order. Okay. Be obedient and stay off the street. All right. So I did not, for whatever reason, our mystery guest did not come on for this program today. And I am really sorry about that. But anyways, I will try to see if I can get him again for another day, or at least have someone else come on the show tomorrow, right? So we can have some interaction, some more interaction, right? Okay, so guys, this is it. This is my spiel. We have come to the end of the program for today. I hope you found it informative. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, share, and comment on it. Okay. Remember also to subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel so you can know when next I am going to be on and when I put videos up. Well, God willing, I will be on again tomorrow at midday. So, before I forget, I almost forgot. I have to correct something. I was reliably informed. And I got this information. That is why you have to fact check, guys, because I kind of take what you read. And I told you it wasn't all false. It was of misinformation. I said that the minimum wage in the US was $15 an hour. That is not true. What happened is that based on the stimulus package that the president had rolled out, persons would have been receiving the equivalent of $15 per hour for their for their stimulus. However, However, the actual minimum wage is $7.95, I think, or $7.50. I forgot, to be honest with you. But it's not correct that, because that's what I do, right? I correct my mistakes, as you should too. Okay, we're not perfect. We may all make mistakes. The important thing is to correct our mistakes. All right. So, again, I want to thank you all for watching the program. Thank you for staying with me. Thank God that I was able to have a full show. It would have been an hour if our mystery guest had come on, but since he did not, so we're 45 minutes, and that's good. Okay, thanks for watching, and do join me again tomorrow at midday for another episode of Omega Live with JJ, Woman Without Borders. And as usual, remember, stay blessed and be a blessing. Bye.